Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you're here and excited for today's episode. I'm gonna take you through a typical batch prep that I do for James and I each week. Now, each week this looks a little bit different, but I typically stick to 2 carbohydrate sources, 2 protein sources, vegetables, and then also I'm thinking about, okay, where am I gonna be integrating fat, whether that's already in the vegetables as you will see, but also having sides prepared that will help me get the fat in as well. So today I'm gonna be doing chicken in the crock pot, cooking elk burger, as well as I've got sweet potatoes and quinoa are gonna be my carbohydrate sources. I'm also gonna be doing 2 acorn squashes because those are in season and I love squash so much. For vegetables, I'm gonna be doing a Brussels sprout, onion, carrot, sheet pan mix, as well as green beans because James doesn't really love Brussels sprouts, but I love Brussels sprouts. So we've got our vegetables, our carbs, our proteins, and also if I have time in this episode at the end, I'm gonna do some protein oat bites as well. But I'm gonna show you that this doesn't have to take all day. You don't have to spend all day in the kitchen. And that's what's really nice about something like batch prep. One, that meal prep sometimes can get repetitive because we're eating the same meals over and over again, although there's nothing wrong with that. But with batch prep, I can mix and match my proteins, my carbs, my vegetables to make something that really sounds good to me. And James can eat something potentially a little bit different with the ingredients that are already prepped to make something that sounds really good for him. And I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more as we get going. But we're gonna dive into this. Let's look at the time. It's 12:15, so I'm gonna go through this. How long does it take me to get through all of these things? And then, yeah, we'll get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get the chicken in the crock pot. And so the crock pot's gonna be the only thing that's gonna take obviously longer than 1 to 2 hours. It's gonna take probably like 6 or so hours. But I'm gonna get the chicken in the crock pot first before I start prepping and chopping anything and get going. So that's where we're gonna begin.
Okay, so if you've been around here for a little bit, you know that one of the biggest things I remind you in the kitchen is to not overthink it, especially when we're putting something in the crock pot. So as you can see here, I'm just putting in some seasonings. I've done coconut aminos, honey, fish sauce, sesame oil, some onion salt there, and then some tomato paste. I'm also going to be adding in some whole garlic cloves at the end because you guys know I hate mincing garlic, but this is just your reminder to just try things, to mix things together and see what happens. This is your reminder that batch prepping can still be intuitive. Intuitive eating is about tuning into your body, and part of your body is your brain. Your brain needs support, especially during busy weeks, high stress seasons, or when decision fatigue is real. Having food prep doesn't take away intuition. It actually gives you more options to respond to your hunger. When ingredients are already prepared, it's easier to eat consistently, to honor your hunger when it shows up, and to build meals that feel satisfying rather than reactive. You're not forcing yourself into a plan. You're creating flexibility. Batch prepping like this isn't about control or rigidity. It's about care. It's about making nourishment more accessible so you can listen to your body without the added stress of starting from scratch every single meal.
Okay, so I've got the ground elk cooking on the stovetop. I'm about to put in the sweet potatoes and the Brussels carrots and onion mix into the oven and get that cooking. After I get that in there, I'm gonna put some quinoa on the stove as well. We've got the chicken going in the crock pot, and so I've already set a really solid foundation. The last things that I'm gonna be doing is just pulling out the green beans and putting those in once these are cooked, as well as making those protein oat bites. So you can see it's only 12:45, 30 minutes, and I've already got everything mostly prepped and cooked and ready to go. Okay, so the ground elk is cooked. I'm letting it just cool down a little bit before I put it into the fridge. I've got the quinoa right here. It's got about 11 minutes left, then I'll let it cool, put it into the fridge. I just went and pulled out the sweet potatoes, the Brussels. carrot onion mix and toss them around a little bit after 15 minutes in the oven. And now I've got another 15 minutes those are going to be cooking for. During that time when those things were cooking, I chopped up the acorn squash here that I'm going to be putting in the oven with the green beans after one of the sweet potatoes or Brussels sprout mix finishes. And then I also cleaned up my mess already. So as you can see, we're moving pretty quickly. It's been 45 minutes, really not that long. In this in-between time while things are cooking, I'm gonna prep those protein oat bites, and then by the time everything's done, we'll be ready to go for the week.
As I'm making these, I want to highlight why mixed meals and snacks can be really supportive, especially if you struggle with energy dips or feeling overly hungry later in the day. When we pair carbs with protein and fat like we're doing here, it helps with satisfaction and steadier energy. That doesn't mean that you have to eat this way all of the time. You know I love a bowl of pasta or pizza for my meals sometimes, but if we can pair protein, carbs, and fat for most meals, this will give your body a little more staying power. Eating regularly, often something like 3 meals and 2 to 3 snacks a day, can also be really helpful. Not as a rule, but as a rhythm. Regular nourishment helps prevent the extreme hunger that can lead to overeating, and it creates a sense of safety in the body. Intuitive eating isn't about ignoring nutrition. It's about using it gently. Having snacks like this prepared gives you support on busy days so you can honor hunger when it shows up instead of pushing it off or reacting later.
Okay, so it's 1:26. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. I've got the elk burger done, sweet potatoes done, Brussels carrot onion mix done, quinoa done. I made these are protein oat bites. They're a snickerdoodle recipe that I'll put in the caption. Done. I just put in the green beans and the squash, and that's it. Basically waiting on the green beans and squash to be done. The chicken obviously is going to take a little bit longer, but my goal with this video is to show you guys you don't need that much time. You don't need intricate recipes. You can create a very healthy, well-balanced, delicious, nourishing meals out of batch prep and make it super simple and quick for you and your family. And so I'm going to clean up my mess while the green beans and squash cook. And once that's finished, all that's left is the chicken. Okay, so it is 2:01, and that means it's been less than 2 hours. I finished all of the food minus the chicken and cleaned up the entire kitchen. So we are done for today. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, share this with your friends, and let me know what you want to see on the next episode.